Oh, hi Pritham, and congratulations for your great success. You have achieved 98% in your class 10th CBSE examinations. So, how is the feel? What are your future plans?
I'm very happy about that. I'm going to dedicate this success for all my teachers, parents, and my friends who have been cooperating me since I'm studying in my school, man. So a special thanks to you also, ma'am, because you made my 10th easier, ma'am.
Thank you. So, what are your plans for your future?
And I'm planning to write JEE, ma'am. So I have to took the course PCMCS, ma'am, and I'm planning to write JEE and get a good IIT college, and then I want to achieve good name in aerospace engineering, ma'am.
That's great. You have a very good long-term dreams to chase. Yes, yeah. So I have few
Okay, ma'am.
questions with me, which most of the students would be having, as 10th is a life-changing examination. So, what was your daily study routine during your 10th grade preparations?
I used to get up at 5 a.m. And I would freshen up by 6 a.m. and until 7:30, 1.5 hour time I had with myself. So I used to recall whatever I had studied the previous day in that 1.5 hour, ma'am. And then I had my school at 8:30, and then I had to take bath and have tiffin, and I used to go to school, ma'am. Then I used to come back after my school by 4:30 p.m. and then until 5 p.m. Fresh up and snacks, everything, ma'am until 6:30 either I would go for a walk or have a random talk with someone or play badminton or cricket, ma'am. And then from 6:30 to 8:30 until my mother calls me for dinner, I used to study, ma'am. And again, after I finished my dinner at 9 p.m., then until 10:30 I used to study again, go on with my studies, and then at 10:30 I used to sleep, ma'am.
Great. Thank you for that input. So, what specific study techniques did you find most effective in retaining information across various subjects?
Picasso, PFN, locus, and association and replacement. These were the three most helpful techniques for me, ma'am. Especially in a subject like social science, you have a lot to remember, and it's not that easy to take this on alongside the pressure of other subjects, ma'am. But replacement and association helped me a lot to remember large chunks of information so that I can recall it for a I can recall it in a shorter time and have it in long term memory, ma'am. And for
Very
subjects like science and maths, the logic thinking is very important, ma'am. So the brain gym exercises which you used to do in beginning of the classes, they help me, ma'am. And morning I used to do some yoga and all, ma'am. Most so it helped me in that manner, ma'am.
okay. So, on an average, how many memory palaces had you created for your study purpose?
Along and I had created nearly 20 to 30 memory palaces, ma'am, and I also used your memory palaces which you taught in our classes and also applied them, ma'am.
That's great. So,
Mm.
what role did mock test and previous year question papers play in your preparation? How did they influence your performance?
CBSE releases sample papers and previous year marking scheme as well as question papers in its website, ma'am. So I used to go through all the question papers of each subject, all each question papers, and I also borrowed some from my seniors, ma'am. And I used to analyze each question, and means it gave me an outline that how might the questions arise, and so it helped me to give an outlook of the question paper, and also it made me to give means it taught me how much weightage to give for what parts and all. So it helped me in that manner, ma'am, and so they play a very big role in one's exam preparation, ma'am, because previous year question papers provide you a picture or a trailer of the present year question paper, ma'am.
Exactly. So,
Yeah.
coming to the
Yeah.
most haunting question among all the students, what was your
Yeah.
screen time during your preparations?
I used to 1.5 hour was my screen time during my exam preparations, ma'am. Yeah, among that 1 hour, I used to spend on mobile for clarification of doubts. And when the exams were near, many channels start mock tests and they give some extra question for us to practice. So I used to join those sessions and attend them and practice. And remaining half an hour, I used to go through social media and entertain myself, ma'am.
So when did you stop using your social media when you're about to prepare for your exam? Did you use the social media even till the last day before the exam? How was it? How did you manage that?
When my preparatory exams has started, ma'am, I gave up that social media and started only focusing on studies, ma'am, because when preparatory are near, it is very important to perform well in them so that you can get your confidence for your board exams, ma'am. So I had quit the social media when my preparatory exams had started, ma'am.
Everybody put this on quote. He had quit social media. That is the main thing for his success. Okay. Yeah. And so did competition, see, competition is everywhere. Okay. So did it
Yeah.
create stress in you, or how did you handle that competitiveness?
That competitiveness, instead of making me stressed, it motivated me for achieving higher. And so that's what it that motivation which I got from that competition, and that what helped me in my success, and it has a very big role in my success, man.
That's great. So finally,
Yeah.
what advice would you give to students who are aiming for high academic achievement, especially regarding consistency and motivation?
You have to be consistent with your books, and also the all the memory techniques which student might have learned from your classes. They must practice it thoroughly, because if they are thorough in with all the memory techniques, then they are surely going to help it. And also they reduce stress, because remembering large piece of information for in shorter time, in recalling in a shorter time, and making it to be making it as a long time memory, it is not so easy, ma'am. But your techniques help me a lot. And if you practice those memory techniques, and surely it will reduce your stress, and you can focus on other subjects also, man. So that's what regarding consistency, you have to be thorough with all the memory techniques, and also practice all the sample papers and question papers, whatever. And first and foremost thing is that a student has to be open minded and ask the questions to his teachers without be hesitating, man.
That's great. So, how about what would be your suggestion about sleep routine?
Sleep routine, a student, at least 8 hours of sleep is a must for a student, ma'am. Because if you sleep less, then your mind gets stressed and you can't focus study for a longer hours, ma'am. So if you have an equitable routine, then if you follow it from the first, then you won't feel stressed at the last when the exam is in front of the door, ma'am. So sleep, it's very important to get good sleep, and good sleep helps us to concentrate. Have some concentrate
Yeah.
better on subject.
So, my course was good enough for you to put it into implementation into your academics.
If I had not joined your course, then what would I do for social science? I used to wonder during my exams, then how would I remember this last piece of information and all, man?
That's
Surely
great.
it helps a lot, man.
So, do you suggest other students who are cracking 10th grade exam to take up this course?
Truly, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. It's very helpful, ma'am. Especially in subjects like social. Yes, it's extremely helpful, ma'am.
Thank you so much for sharing all the insights that you have put to practice to achieve this great success. So, me and my team wish you a great future ahead. May all your dreams come true, Pritam. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for all your support, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank
Thank
you.